The NFL draft starts in less than 24 hours. The Wheel of Regional Power is in 3 days, and the APFL Rookie draft starts on Monday. All of this and more in 20 seconds. Hey, fellow fanatics, welcome to the Fanatically Real broadcast, sponsored by Sport Management Solutions, your one-stop shop for all your athletic communication needs. How is everybody tonight? It feels like it's been a couple of weeks since we've been online. I got 10 people online already with me tonight. Trevor out there. Trevor says, how is everyone? We're doing well, my friend. How are you doing? Appreciate the 10 of you that are out there right now. We've got a couple of quick wave tops that we want to touch on tonight. As we got a lot of important stuff going on over the next couple of days, as we said at the top of the show. Wanted to make sure you were all aware of that. If you hadn't heard about some of these, you're getting to hear it for the first time tonight, especially since, like, I don't know, 2% of the league is out there right now. But GP out there, Gerard is out there saying hi from Kansas City. He is out on a work trip right now, so appreciate you tuning in. Jason says he's watching FSA and Survivor. You can't go wrong with either one of those, even though I've never watched Survivor, but I don't watch myself either, so it doesn't matter. Damian Gratz coming to us from Ohio saying, what's up, Kamish? What's up, Damian? How are you? Hope everybody's doing okay. So Gerard said some storms came through earlier in Kansas. I know we got some thunder and lightning. I also know I see myself pausing in I don't know, doing up here in the corner or whatever. So I don't know how well you all are getting me tonight. Hopefully okay. Let me know, yay or nay. So one of the three things that we talked about at the top of the show, the NFL draft is less than 24 hours away. So it will start. Katie out there with us as well. Katie, how are you? NFL draft will start in less than 24 hours. 8 o'clock tomorrow, East Coast time. Thursday will be round 1. And then we will see rounds 2 and 3 on Friday. They're going to start at 7 o'clock East Coast time. And then on Saturday, rounds 4 through 7, and they will start at noon. Gerard saying it's pretty clear and good for now. He's also probably staying in a hotel that has crappy service, so I'm glad and that it's still coming through pretty good. No, not Roger Goodell, but you all can still boo me if you want to whenever it's time for us to do our draft. I welcome it. I'm okay with it. Paul, I know you've been waiting a very long time for this draft to kick off. You've got a couple more days to wait, my friend, and then we will get there. So NFL draft does start tomorrow. But the final day of the NFL draft, rounds 4 through 7, will be on Saturday. We'll start at noon. There's also something else happening on Saturday, and that will be our first ever Wheel of Regional Power. So that will start at 3 p.m. East Coast time. We'll be live right back here on YouTube. But we'll have a show that'll interrupt that sometime during this week, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. But on Saturday, 3 p.m. East Coast time, we're going to do the very first Wheel of Regional Power. So here's what it looked like last year. I never like to talk about the past, but let's talk about it so we can tell everybody why we're at where we're at this year. So last year, we had the regional managers select general managers into their region. And not everybody was real happy about that process. So I thought, what's the best way to make this fair across the board in the WRL? And that is to give the power back to you all as the general manager. So what we're going to do is we are going to hold a live Wheel of Regional Power. That's what we're calling it for this year. So names will be spun live one by one on a digital wheel that has 48 cogs on it. These 48 cogs will have each one of your team's names and the general manager's names on it. We're going to spin this wheel, and when your name comes up, if you are online, you will have the opportunity to pick what spot you want to go into, just like Sean here, who says he has the power. So this is what the chart is going to look like for the 48 spots that you can put yourself into. So let me explain what this is looking like. So each one of those colors is a region for this year. 1 through 12 is a region. 13 through 24 is a region. 25 through 36 is a region, and 37 through 48 is a region. Now, what's important about the division, where it says up in the upper left-hand corner, the columns is the divisions. Why is that important? So that's going to come into your seasonal play and your schedule. Each one of the divisional opponents are going to play each other twice. Everybody else inside the division is going to play each other once for a total of 14 games. But you're thinking, hey, Kamish, how are we going to get 14 games accomplished in just 13 weeks? So we will have a doubleheader week this season as well. Now, depending on how long the Wheel of Regional Power goes on Saturday will determine if we are going to also spin the doubleheader week for the 2025 season. If not, we will hold off on that and we will do it another week. Sean says that he wants dibs on the red 10. Very cool that you said that, because we're actually going to put a little bit of an extra twist on this. I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. So when your name comes up on the wheel, you get the opportunity to pick any spot that's open. If you are not there, you're sealing your own fate. You're going to be randomly assigned a remaining spot that's out there. And the way that we will do that is I have another wheel that has 48 numbers on it. So let me see if I can bring this up over into the light of the day so you all can see what I'm talking about, and see if I can bring this back up for you. Here is the wheel of all of the names for the teams and the general managers. So let's go over here and click this wheel so you can see what it's going to look like. So this wheel is going around. The very first team that comes up, for instance, is the Garbage Points. Damian Gratz is probably still out there with us right now. Damian, because he would be online, would be able to pick what spot out of that table that he would like to go to. Maybe he sees a group of people that he wants to play against. Maybe he sees a path to an easy way to the championship. Maybe he likes a certain color. Maybe there's a division. Maybe there's a region out there that he wants to play in. Damien already says that he wants number 27. So Damien would go into spot 27, and we would move on to the very next team. If they are there, they get to pick their spot. If they are not there, we have a wheel of 48 numbers on it as well. Let me see if I can pull that up for you all while we're here, and you will see what that looks like. So if a team decides not to show up, then we will roll this number of 48. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. You're asking a lot of me all tonight. Let me see if I can do this or not. Let's see. How do I do this? Let's move this over here. It was easier whenever I had everything else already set up, but let me see if I can make this happen for you all. And then we're going to add this. Boom, there we are. So there's our wheel of 48. Sorry about that. So if you are not there, we are going to roll a number of 1 through 48. Then the numbers can be eliminated as the person goes into that slot, or they're randomly assigned that slot. So in this case, let's say Damien wasn't there and decided not to pick 27. He would go into spot 9. And that's how we will build out this table that you see on here right now. Now, the extra piece of fun that me and the regional director of the NFC over in the APFL talked about today. He had asked me earlier today, how are we going to pick the regions this year? So last year, we kind of let the regional managers decide between the general managers what their regional mascot was going to be. And as you all know, we have 14 of them that have been around for a little bit. We created a 15th last year when we created the Cerberus region. So we have 15 for you to be able to pick from. But here's what we're going to do. In these spots that you see here on the screen right now, 1 through 12, 13 through 24, 25 through 36, and 37 through 37 through 48, we are going to randomly assign one of the numbers inside of each one of those regions. Think about it as the daily double or the double daily double on Jeopardy. One of those spots randomly assigned is going to be the person that gets to pick what the regional mascot for that region is going to be for the year. Now, I would very much like it to be one of the ones that we've already created. It makes it much easier on me, even though we did create the Cerberus last year. We also want to make sure that it stays mythical creatures. I'm okay keeping one of those. I'm okay with changing colors of one of those as well. So if you happen to find one of those random spots, that's the one you pick, the daily double comes up, you will be the one that will be in charge of theming that region for your region for the year. Immediately after the regional selection show, the Wheel of Regional Power is over, I will make sure that Discord and MFL is set up with all of the correct teams inside the right regions, even if we end up just naming them for right now, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4, until we come up with a name for it. I like it, Sean. Thank you. Let's hope that the red 10 is going to be the right spot for you. So here's how I'm going to pick it. What did Paul say? I want the life size. I want that life size by Saturday, and Brian as Vanna White as our logos to prospective spots. So we'll have to. So I actually thought about that. There's going to be a lot that would go into that to make that happen. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I just don't think it's going to be possible this year. Give me a couple days. Maybe I'll still be able to figure it out. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do it this year or not. We also have another way of possibly doing draft order for the 2026 season that goes along with this wheel. But that's only if you all like the wheel this year. If you're like, hey, Commish, the wheel just didn't work for us, let's not do it again. That's the great thing about the WRL is that if an idea is not good, we just scrap it and we just go on to something new for the year. But I do believe that this year's wheel is going to be a lot of fun. So one of those spots, whoever ends up picking that spot ends up getting to name the region. That's going to be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a lot of cool, a lot of coolness that goes along with that. It'd be really cool. And Sean, if you take the red 10 and it happens to be the spot, then you get it. So I will know what these spots are in the background. What I will probably do is use that wheel of the 48 numbers, and I will probably spin it, make sure we get a number inside each one of the red, the green, the blue, and the purple. And then that will be the spot. I will know, only I will know. The director asked me what I would do if I know my name came up and I knew where one of the spots was at and I can name one of the regions. I will avoid that to the best of my ability. I'll pick another spot that's inside that division or another spot that's inside that region to make sure that I avoid it. But if it's unavoidable, I will pick that spot and then maybe defer to somebody else to pick it in that region. Hopefully that all makes sense. The main point of all of that is that you want to be with us here on YouTube. Ty says she wants red 10. Sean, the husband, says, sorry, already called the dibs. I got to know what the red 10 is. You guys are going to have to send me a message over on Discord to let me know what that means. Definitely something significant between the two of you. But the main point is that you all tune in on Saturday at 3 p.m. East Coast time as we get ready to start this. One of the things that I didn't mention while the wheel was up there was something that we didn't do whenever we did the baseball draft this year with the wheel, and I will make sure that we do it this time for the WRL, is every time we get ready to roll one of the two wheels, whether that is the name and general manager wheel or whether it's the 1 through 48 wheel, we have the ability to randomize what's left on the wheel. We will do that before we spin it. Right now, I have the wheel set to spin for 6 seconds for each one of them. I've tested it on a couple of different levels of time. 6 seems to be a very nice sweet spot because we don't always get the same spot like I was feeling when we were at 7 seconds. And with us doing a shuffle of all of the teams' names and numbers, we definitely will not get that same one that was coming up that I felt like we were getting at 7. So if you have any questions, Matt says, I want mad scientist no matter what. Not doing that again this year. But if one of you two end up getting selected first and you have the opportunity to go play with the other one, you absolutely have the opportunity to do that. You know what? It's been so long since I've seen that movie. You're going to have to understand, or you have to explain the reference to me because I don't know exactly what that means. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. God, since college, which was ages ago. You have to explain that one to me, Paul. All right. So if you have any other questions between now and Saturday, we've got quite a few days between then. Hit me up. I've tried to do as much as I can by hitting you guys up with a PowerPoint presentation. The shows here on YouTube of what this is going to look like. Oh, while you're on live with us on Saturday, if your name comes up, you have a multitude of ways of reaching out to us. Hit us up on Discord, probably the easiest way. If you're already going to be live with us while we're here in StreamYard on YouTube, let me know. I'll send out the link 15 minutes ahead of time. You can come on live and be in the backstage with us. I can pull you in and out. I have pretty much everybody's telephone numbers. As soon as it goes down and your name comes up, if I don't see you on YouTube and I don't see you on Discord, I will shoot you a text message and be like, hey, Paul, you're on the clock. Which spot do you want? And then send me your response. If I don't get anything within a certain reasonable amount of time, we'll just spin the wheel and you go in that spot. I'm going to give everybody the best opportunity. So with 48 spots that need to be filled, it could take a while for this thing to get done. I'm even anticipating 3 hours to get this done. So I know for those that might not get spun early on in this process, waiting 3 hours might not be ideal for you. So maybe you can come back in and tune in every once in a while and hope. It would be no different if you were doing a live draft. It would be no different if we were doing the regional order shows, the draft order shows where we do the dice and you guys are going back and forth and up and down the board. So let's say 3-ish hours or so, from 3 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, East Coast time, you probably want to tune in. That was it from the NFL side, draft. WRL side, the wheels, APFL. So with the NFL draft happening on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we will start our APFL rookie draft on Monday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. That will be 28 April. It will be a slow draft. It'll be 6 hours per pick. The clock will pause overnight from midnight to 6 a.m. East Coast time again. Let me know if you have any questions about that as well. The number one picks in each one of the conferences on the AFC side is last year's champion, the Denver Mustangs. And then on the NFC side, we got the newly named Minnesota Skull. They will get the first round picks. Again, Sean, Ty, hit me up on Discord. Let me know why Red 10 is so important to you guys. Reservoir Dogs, Paul, them fighting over their color code names. Oh, God. I guess I need to go back and watch that movie. It really has been a long time. And I love, and I'm not putting this up there, and I probably should. There was Matt last comment about Mad Scientist no matter what. Paul saying Reservoir Dogs, color. You got to love the Canadian U in color. And then Sean correcting him with the color without the U. I've always wondered why it doesn't have a U, to be honest with you. That is it for the show for tonight. So we will be back before we do the live broadcast on Saturday for the Wheel of Regional Power. We will do the 7th inning stretch. It's going to be our second live episode of that show since we did not do it last week. We're going to go, or we're midpoint at that point of the night. We'll be at the 7th inning of week 4. We'll go over what the scores look like at that point. We'll do it at 7 p.m. East Coast, 7:10 p.m. East Coast time. So what we've decided to do is do the funky clock just like the MLB games do. What I've decided to do is anybody who starts after 7 but before 7:30 and is an East Coast game, in this case on Friday night we have a New York Yankees game. First pitch is at 7:05 and a Guardians game at 7:10. We are going to go with a later game. So our show is going to start at 7 p.m. East Coast time, 7th inning stretch, second episode ever on Friday night. And then we will be back for the Wheel of Regional Power on Saturday at 3 p.m. East Coast time. Make sure you tune in for those. I want to thank you. Let's see, what's Paul last thing? If I'm not spun on the wheel until the last of the groups, I'm selected. So just to put it out there, since you mentioned the Snake Eyes thing, so one of the other suggestions that were given to us by the director, the NFC director from the APFL, was what if we were able to use the seats of 1 through 48 also as the draft order? So you get to pick the spot that you want. And if you say, hey, I really want to play with this group of people, but man, the number one spot is available over in the blue group. Let me go take that 25, which would be number one. Let me move over there to get that number one pick. But then we would miss out on, snake eyes, the last roll, and all of that stuff that we normally do for the regional draft orders. So Toby's solution was, okay, let them pick where they want, and we'll just do 12 final rolls, one for each one of the teams, and let that get all jockeyed up. And then I started thinking, then what's the point of people really putting themselves in a spot? So I don't know if we're going to do it, but it's a thought. The bad part about that is we don't have any snake eyes whenever we do it that way. A couple of the things that seem to be fan favorites with you all get taken away when we do that. So we'll look into it for 2026, but I'm not looking for it for 2025 since we've already kind of got this established. We've already added in what it's going to look like for the regional selection as telling you all, 1 through 12 and 13 through 24 is going to get a chance to pick whatever region they want to represent them in their group. So that's new. But let's not introduce too many more new things. Let's get to 2020. Let's get through the Wheel Regional Power 2025 and see if you all like it for 2026. So thank you for watching the Fanatically Real broadcast tonight, sponsored by Sport Management Solutions. I don't know if Brent's out there right now. He might have been able to sneak in for just a second. Brent, if you're still out there, thank you for the title sponsorship for the year. We appreciate you, brother. We love you. Yeah, and Sean's right. Sean's right. Is it even an FSA regional selection show if there's no snake eyes? Even when we do have snake eyes and it doesn't happen, is it really a show? So what does Paul say here? Okay. Think about this like roulette. Among the 38, there is a green bar added to wheel to act as snake eyes. We'll have to think about that. I feel like that if I take away the snake eyes, it will disappoint you all more than it will anybody else. I would be okay with no snake eyes, but we'll see what 2026 looks like. And I also want to thank not just SMS, but the recast, the official music of the FSA. You get to hear them at the top of every show every single week. If you liked tonight's show, please go out, like, subscribe, follow us on all of our social media. We're out there on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, here on YouTube, I think Twitter, wherever you can find the normal social media stuff. We're out there. Look up Fantasy Sports Alliance or I Play FSA. And remember, between now and Friday night, we are Fanatically Real. You all have a great night. Hit me up on Discord.